Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Salima Speaks. I have an amazing show for you today. I have performing poetess Karen Moore on my show today, and she's going to do some poetry for you. She's going to tell us all about her trip to Africa and everything. She's a very interesting young lady. Hello, Karen.
Hi, Salima. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Thank
and
you.
I'm loving this head wrap.
Oh, thank you.
I'm telling you. Tell me a little bit about that. What's the origin of that?
I've always loved to wrap my hair, my locks, especially in the summertime because my hair is long and all that hair on your face and neck, when you get older, is too hot.
Right. You have locks?
I have locks.
Oh, great. I can see a little. Okay.
Yeah, so I have locks. So I've always loved to play with material and do some wrapping. So I do all kinds of different things with wraps with my hair.
I love that.
Thank you.
Now, I know that you were in Africa. What part of Africa were you in?
I was in Uganda in East Africa.
Oh, wow. Now, how long ago was that?
That was there September the 8th through the 15th.
Of this year?
Of this year.
Oh, you just went? Are you serious?
Went, yes.
Wow. So was that your first time there?
It was my first time in Africa.
Oh,
it was
how
my
was
first
that?
time in the motherland, and it was amazing.
Now, what made you go to Uganda as opposed to somewhere else?
I'm part of an organization called I Change Nations. And
wow.
so I went as part of a delegation.
Okay, we have to tell me a little bit about that. I Change Nations.
I Change Nations.
Okay.
Ambassador Dr. Clyde Rivers.
Okay.
And so I was part of a delegation. There were about 10 of us that went to Uganda, and it was just amazing. We went to Kaiwa International University there in Uganda and had a ceremony. I was actually awarded an honorary doctorate.
Oh, wow.
In arts and worship. It was wonderful. And to be able to have that in Africa, to receive that in Africa was such an honor.
Now, the organization, would tell me a little bit more about that.
Ambassador Rivers has this organization, I Change Nations, and he goes into different countries, into different nations, and brings people in to bring about change within the nations, doing all kinds of different things, humanitarianism, the arts, all kinds of different things to bring people into and introduce Africa to them and introduce them to Africa.
Oh, great.
Which is just amazing.
And we need that, because some of us still think of Africa as being primitive. I don't want to go to Africa, but we need to go to Africa.
We do.
I have always thought about going to Africa. I was married to a couple of Africans from Sudan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but of course I think like right now is not a good time to go to Sudan, but other places, is really good to go to, and they welcome us.
They do.
And it's like a myth because so many Americans say, "Oh, those Africans don't like us," or "Those Africans have an attitude." The thing that people don't understand is that Africans know who they are.
Yes.
They know their origin, so they don't have the same anger that we have. Right. We don't know where we come from. So they have a certain pride about them, which is often looked at when you're black as arrogant. But why isn't it pride? They're prideful. Okay, so it's not arrogance, it's pride.
Yes.
And it's not that they hate us. I think sometimes they're disappointed in us, but they don't hate us.
Right.
Because
and
a lot of times
in the motherland, they welcome you. They're like,
exactly. So many people
home.
Have told me that they say, "Come home, come to us."
Yes.
And once you're in Africa, you don't get any of the things that people think. Oh, they have an attitude. They don't do that. They do welcome us.
They do.
Wow.
They do. And I also had the opportunity to go to Toro, the Kingdom of Toro, there in Uganda, and we were part of the 24th coronation of King Oyo in Toro. So I was in the presence of a reigning African king.
Oh my goodness!
And Her Majesty the Queen Mother. It was amazing.
Oh,
to be in the presence of a reigning African king.
I can imagine.
It was just amazing.
So tell me more about your trip.
And so it was a week, and like I said, we went to Toro, and we were in Kampala, which is the capital of Uganda.
Right.
And just being able to tour, and I had an opportunity to speak and perform
there
at the university. So it was amazing. It was the most amazing thing. I still am trying to really find words to describe. I'm a word person.
Right,
but
exactly.
To be able to really find the words to describe just how amazing it was to step foot in Uganda and to be there for those 7 days. It was just
now the
amazing.
organization that you talked about, can anybody join that, or how anybody go about finding out more about that?
iChangeNations.org
Okay.
is the website, and you can go on there and find out more information and be in touch with Dr. Clyde
I
Rivers.
definitely will. Maybe I
Yes.
could get Dr. Clyde Rivers on this show. I
Oh,
would love
yes.
that. Really.
Yes.
So now, where are you from originally?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Okay.
I was born in West Philadelphia, raised in
I was
Germantown.
too. Born and raised in West
Yes,
Philadelphia. Okay.
yes. So, and raised in Germantown.
Okay.
And I've lived in Germantown most of my life.
Okay.
Most of my life.
Do you like Germantown?
I do.
I do too. I used to live in Germantown. I lived all over Philadelphia. Younger, I was just in West Philadelphia, but as I got older, I traveled around.
Right.
And I love Germantown, the culture and everything that's
Yes.
there.
I love Germantown. I do. It's been great. It's been a great experience being in Germantown because you have so many different people.
Exactly.
In Germantown,
Exactly.
So many different people to connect with,
Mhm.
and Germantown is pretty receptive to the arts.
It is. It
It's
really
pretty
is.
receptive
Now,
to the
speaking of the arts, you're a poetess.
Yes.
How did you start? When I write poetry also. So
wow.
when did you start writing poetry? When did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
I've always loved to write, even when I
Okay.
was young. My favorite class was English.
Mine too. English major.
Yeah, so always loved to write, and then the poetry just started. I just started deciding I wanted to do something a little different with expressing my emotions.
Okay.
So I started with the poetry, and then what I did was I heard Nina Simone's song.
My
For Women.
favorite.
Oh my god!
And also, I was at her last concert in Atlanta, Georgia.
Are you
Yes, I
serious?
was there, and it was amazing. I can't put into words, honestly. She is such a powerhouse, and shortly after she passed. So I was so honored to be there. I was like a little kid in a candy factory. I was just
I'm
like,
sure.
wow, wow. She was just amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I heard her song For Women. And I don't know if
beautiful.
I was just if it was the first time I heard it or if it was the first time I was really hearing it.
Right.
And I was like, that would be awesome on stage.
Yes.
So I started writing about blues.
Okay.
So Poetik Blues is about the blues that Black women face in our lives and how we overcome it. And I
Okay.
do it through poetry, prose, music, and sometimes dance.
Oh, okay. Now, do you you dance yourself?
Oh, I do not.
Okay. You direct other people to dance.
Right.
Okay.
And I don't
wow.
sing either. So I have a woman who sings with me, who does it with me, Miss Laverne Evans Andrews.
Okay.
She's a phenomenal singer. So I have her, and sometimes I'll bring in a dancer, and then I have other poets because we do brown skin blues, which is me, and we also do light skin blues.
And
so
you
I
know-
have to bring in a light
Yeah.
skin
I was
poet
getting ready to say that
to
because,
do
you know,
light skin blues.
we get overshadowed sometimes when we're talking about blackness, you know, and I'm doing a series of photos now with me accepting myself because most of my life I didn't accept myself. And I'll tell you what, my sister was your complexion. My father was darker than you. All my life, I wanted to be your complexion. And it hurt me that I wasn't. I used to wear makeup that would make me look darker. And all my friends were wondering why, because I just found out some of my friends as a teenager were actually bleaching their skin. And they couldn't understand why I was so sad because I wanted to have dark skin. So when people come to me, light skin is light skin, it's very offensive to me. And I'm so black on the inside, you know, I'm serious. I went to the Bahamas one time and I came back, I was almost your complexion. My mother walked past me, she didn't even recognize me. And I felt I was in my glory. I loved it. But when we talk about Africa and the black movement and this and that, we light-skinned sisters sometimes get overpowered, and it's so unfair because the same experience that you face with white people, I face it too. They don't see me as being a light-skinned black sister. They see me as being a black sister, okay, a black person. And one time I went on a 2-day cruise to Florida, okay? It was a sister about your complexion. Her hair was all wild and everything. And I didn't come back with that group. I came back with another group. There was a white lady that saw that sister. When we came back, she thought it was me. She didn't see complexion. She just saw blackness. Because when she came back, she said, "Oh, your hair is different now." I didn't know what she was talking about. My girlfriend was with me. She said, "She thinks that you're that other girl." I said, "No, she doesn't." I said, "Excuse me." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You had those big puffy things before." She actually thought that I was the other sister. And then at that time, I was even lighter than I am now. That was like about 15 years ago. So she didn't see complexion-wise, she just saw in her mind a black person.
Wow.
Isn't that, yeah.
That's
Isn't that
amazing.
something? Yeah.
And I have an initiative now that I'm doing, an actual spoken word initiative
Okay.
called I Am the Color of Beautiful.
Wow.
And it's about step up to the mic, and what I'm doing is doing workshops with women to talk about what they faced with
Oh,
colorism.
wow.
Both dark skin, and we're changing the narrative on dark skin.
Okay.
We're not wanting it to be something negative anymore. Dark skin is sun-kissed beauty.
And it is. It is.
Beauty. It's beauty. And it's interesting that you say that, because so much of what we deal with, many times we don't talk about it.
Exactly.
As darker skinned sisters, as lighter skinned sisters, we're not really talking about it. And to hear, this is the first time I've heard a light skinned sister say she wished she was dark skinned.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I know several. My daughter, my mother,
Really?
my
This is the first
mother
time I've heard
had no
this.
pigment. I would bring like white people over my house, and they would say, "You never told me your mother was white." And my mother never identified as white. She was black, but she
Right.
could have passed because she had red hair.
Oh,
And she
wow.
always told a story when she was 5 years old, a little white boy came to her and said, "You can come in my house because you're white too." And she said, "You're a darn fool if you think I'm white." So at 5 years old. So she could have passed, but she never wanted to. She was so proud to be black. So she wanted to be dark skinned also. So yeah, there are some of us that want to have dark skin. It took me until I was 40 to decide, darn it, this is me, this is what I am, and I had to accept myself. So I've learned to accept myself.
And you are the color of beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And I want to, join in with what you're doing also.
That would be awesome.
Definitely.
That would really be
But
awesome.
we're going to listen to some of your poetry now. So you look at that
Okay.
camera right now and go for it,
Okay.
girl.
So the one I'm going to do is actually from Poetik Blues, and it's
Oh,
called
great.
Brown Skin.
Okay,
Blues.
sounds good.
I am a woman, brown-skinned woman, a chocolate girl. That may not mean much to you unless you've walked in brown skin. See, historically, brown-skinned women weren't considered beautiful, an attempt to bring shame on a race of beautiful people. Some of that race of beautiful people grabbed hold of the lie. Some of us that walk in brown skin started to believe the lie. If you weren't butterscotch or tan, you weren't beautiful. Deep, rich mahogany, mocha, chocolate brown just isn't beautiful. Lightening creams and whitening creams. Back in the day, a trip to the makeup counter. I'm sorry, we don't have your shade. That was before the cosmetic companies began to realize there's green in brown. God, why did you make me so brown? Brown skin blues, I've walked in it, wallowed in it, got down deep and swallowed it as mine, wished I was lighter, prayed I was lighter. Maybe this is a dream and I really am lighter. Then I woke up. The woman inside of me woke up, and with my own eyes, I saw what God sees. Brown and beautiful. I look at myself in the mirror. I am brown. That is beautiful. I look at myself in the mirror. My eyes are brown. That is beautiful. I look at myself in the mirror. My hair is brown and blonde and locked. Oh, how beautiful. I look at myself in the mirror. My hips are full. My legs are strong and large. My arms are soft and gentle. They hold you in the dark hours of the night, baby. You know that's beautiful. I've learned to love my brown skin and all that it means. Look at me. As I am, for who I am, you will see I am beautiful, brown and beautiful.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, that was amazing. And yes, you are.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, it still surprises me that brown skin sisters feel this way.
Yes.
There's a sister here. I won't mention her name. Beautiful sister. She's darker than you, and I didn't know. I was always complimenting her about how beautiful she was, and we were talking one day, and she said she's always felt that she was ugly.
Yes.
And I'm like, why? She said because of her complexion.
Yes.
I can't believe it. In this day and time, that brown skin sisters still feel that way.
Still feel that way. And it was
Wow.
interesting because Lupito Nyong'o
Yeah.
just did a book.
I
Did you see
know.
that she just did a
Yes.
book
Yes.
for dark-skinned girls to help them
Yes.
feel? Because she said she never felt she was beautiful, and she's so gorgeous.
She is
Oh my gosh,
gorgeous.
she's so
Now,
gorgeous.
when you were in Africa, did you get a chance to talk to the people and meet some of the locals and mingle?
I did. I did. And what was interesting, because I'm doing this spoken word initiative, I was talking with them about, brown skin. Because when I did the brown and beautiful piece, the one of the men came up to me and he said, "Do you have something for black?" And I said, "You don't consider yourself brown?" He said, "No, we're black. In Africa, we're
Wow.
black."
Are you
I'm
serious?
serious. And so I talked to some of the women, and when I asked them, I said, do you consider yourself brown skin or black? And they're like, black. We're black.
And they think they were proud
They
of
were
it?
very serious. Yes, they were like, and it was interesting because my sister has a coworker who was from Liberia, and she said that brown skin thing is an American thing. She said
Wow.
Africans, we are black.
Okay, and they're proud of it,
Yes.
obviously. Well, let's have you do another piece. That was so beautiful. I want to have you do
Oh,
something
thank
else.
you. So we also do. I also do something about the blues that we have with black men.
Wow.
So
Go for it, sister.
I'm going to do that one. I am a woman. You may say I'm oblivious to your blues, my brother. You say women try to bring you down and trap you and control you. See, you have your blues too. And you don't always talk about it. I'm not here to determine what those reasons are. I'm here to let you know I walk in that blues with you every day. I understand my brother's blues. Not angry. Brothers say to me, why all the hate? But you see, I'm not angry. I've been lied to, disillusioned by words, charmed by personalities and spirits from another world, but I'm not angry. I was made to believe that a man was worthy of my trust, worthy of my love, worthy to drink from my well, yet I was deceived and left to bear the burden and shame of yet another wrong choice. But I'm not angry. I've seen pain, I've lived pain, I've breathed pain. I've seen pain in the eyes of my mothers and my sisters, but still, I'm not angry. I've been bought and sold into slavery, past and present, and still, I'm not angry because when I behold the beauty of your brown skin, and when I look in your brown eyes, and when your brown pain comes together with mine and our inner brown souls intertwine, it's like heaven. No, my beautiful brother, I'm not angry. Hurt, disillusioned, rejected, tired, but not angry. The part of me that bears the heat of your pain won't let me be. Selah.
Wow. Wow, beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. You know, I always say that, and I just post something about on Facebook about this. I don't want to be called strong black woman, because that's like manly, man, and they look at us like manly. You never hear they say strong white women or strong Puerto Rican women. They're always strong, and with strength it's like a manly kind of thing. I'm soft, I'm feminine, I'm proud, I'm a lady. And I tell men, like some men, you're strong. No, don't call me strong so you can be weak. I want you to be my strength.
Right.
Okay? So we need for our men to be strong, but we need to stop tearing them down.
Yes. Yes, we do.
No, we need to stop tearing them down.
Yes, we do. And
because
we need to let them know that we're there for them.
exactly.
We're there
exactly.
for them. And we understand. And, sometimes I think men think we don't understand.
Right.
But we do have an understanding.
Because a lot of us don't. A lot
That's
of
true.
black women are cruel to black men.
And very
to,
angry.
to good black men.
Yes.
And one brother was saying, I'm a good man, but I have to take the brunt of the brothers that have done sisters wrong. And when you think about it, black men share the burden of society's ills. Black men are looked upon as the worst things in society.
That's right.
And a lot of them don't know how to love, and they've never been loved. They've never been shown love. And then they come to us and we, love me, love me. Well, guess what? Most of them don't know how.
Right.
So it takes patience. It takes kindness.
It does.
It takes understanding.
Right.
I'm not saying that we have to cuddle black men and no good black men, because some of them, for whatever reason, are not good because of some of the things they've been through.
Right.
But I think that if we give them more understanding, that we'll all be better. Because if you're living with a man and you're angry all the time, that's not helping you and that's not helping your children.
Right. That's right.
That
That's
anger will
right.
hurt you and your soul.
Right.
And your children watch everything that you do.
That's so true. That's
You
so
know?
true. And we have to begin to be understanding.
We have
to
to.
be
We
understanding
have
because
to.
I know I saw a play one time called Men Cry in the Dark.
Mm.
And it was so profound about the things that men are dealing with that they don't talk about even to each other.
Right,
They don't
exactly.
even talk to
Exactly.
each other about the things that they've experienced and that men hurt. They hurt from relationships too.
Yes, they do. And
See,
we
we
think
think
that
they
they
just
can
walk away
just
and they
exactly,
just on to the
exactly,
next one.
exactly.
And there's issues with that too.
Right.
Just walking away and next thing you know you're on to the next one. There's
Right.
some issues with that too.
It
But we
is.
tend to think that they don't have any pain.
Right.
They're not feeling any
Right.
pain. They're
But they
just, you know,
do.
they just don't care, and that's just not true.
Exactly. And they have to because we're in their soul. We're intermingled with them. We've made love
Yes.
to them. So we're still part of
Right.
them. So that of course
Yes.
they feel our pain. Some of
Yes.
them walk away sometimes to save us. I've had brothers tell me, I know I'm no good for you. One brother told me, I know that I would damage you. And I said, well, what makes you think I will let you? He said, I would. And I said, thank you. And that was it.
Yes.
You know, if you're telling me this,
Yes.
and sometimes brothers do tell us, we just
And
don't
we
want to
don't
hear.
it.
We don't want to hear. We need to start listening
We do.
to each other more.
Yes, we do. And we
Yes.
need to know what's on that inside.
Yes.
You know, sometimes we know things and we feel it
Mm-hmm.
because we're very intuitive.
Yes.
And we know some things and still we say, well, you know, we always think we're
Yeah.
going to fix somebody. That's another thing.
And see, yeah, that
We're gonna
exactly,
fix it. Oh,
exactly.
he's going to be fine because I'm going to fix him.
Right.
And no, you can't fix him.
And then if you don't fix him, then you're mad at him. Oh, he's
Right.
no good.
Right.
But you were trying to fix them. And sometimes they're broken, but they don't want to be fixed.
That's true, too.
But you know, in the black community, we don't do mental health. But you know, who has more PTSD than black men in America? But we've made it so that going to therapy is a bad thing. When with white people, that's in passing. That's a pageant. You know, you're not
Right.
what you're not in therapy. But with
Right.
us, we make it so difficult because it's like a stigma, a bad stigma with that. But I do say this, black people, please find a black therapist. And I say that because I've been to white therapists and they did not understand me or where I was coming from. You know, they did not understand the black experience. They didn't understand anything about me. You know, I had one white therapist say, all you need to do is get a job. Just get a job. You know, she said, you're beautiful. You know, what are you coming to me for? With that attitude, so how can you help me? And of course, after that, I didn't want to see her anymore because she
right.
came to me with this anger. And another thing they do, the first thing they want to do is put you on medication. I don't need medication. I just need somebody to listen to me.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so we need to understand that there are very good therapists out there,
Yes, there are.
black therapists out there,
There
and
are.
we need to seek them out because we need healing.
We do. We do. And we have to get past that, like you were talking about, the strong black woman and
Mm-hmm.
feeling like, you know, we're supposed to be strong all the time.
Right.
And so regardless of how much we're hurting, we have to be strong
Exactly,
all the time.
exactly.
And it's just impossible.
It is.
It's impossible
It
to be
is.
strong.
And
all
who
the time.
wants to?
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and then if I'm a woman, I'm running the household. When I get a man, I don't want to keep running the household. I want for you to do something. I want to be able to lean on you.
Yes.
I don't want to have everything on my back. I want to put some of this on you. But a lot of women won't allow the man to be the man.
Because I think too, we're raising our daughters
Mm-hmm.
that you have to be able to take care of yourself, because we're still under that whole. I believe we're still under that whole stigma of that the black man isn't going to be there. That he's
Right.
going to just, you know, you're just going to have a ton of babies by him and he's going to be gone. So I think we're raising our daughters that you have to be strong, that you have to be able to keep your household
Exactly,
together,
exactly.
and regardless of what he does. And so, you know, I think that a lot of times black women come into relationships feeling like they have to be strong. They have to be the ones that are going to have to hold this all together.
But
Because
we-
that's what we're saying to our daughters.
Which is true, but we also don't want for them to think negatively about having a man. You know,
Right.
like the first thing to say, this is my house, these are my kids, you're not the father. And treat the man like he's less than. You
That's
can't,
right.
you
You can't
can
do that.
have power and strength without treating your man
Right.
like he's a
But
child.
we're
He's not
teaching
your
our daughters
child.
how to balance that.
Exactly, and
not
that's where
teaching them how to
exactly
balance that.
because a lot of women didn't have a man in their life, so they think think that their daughter's not going to have a good man in her life. But if
Right.
you push men away, this is what happens.
That's right.
You know, so we really have to. It has to be a balance. You
It
have to
does.
be independent, but you have to be soft and inviting. You know, because I've had brothers even say they go to women and speak to them. What you speaking to me for? You know, so it's like, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
You know, we have
yeah.
to come back with our softness and be inviting. You know, I don't want to be angry. You know,
Yes, that's
and we
right.
have to understand that when we're angry, we hurt ourselves internally. We hurt our children. We damage our children
Yes.
with anger, and then they grow up angry. So we really have to, as black women, have to stop that, and we have to learn to be a little passive. I don't have a problem with that. Now I'm not going to be a fool. You're not going to
Right.
step on me, but it has to be a balance. Everything has to be balanced out.
It does. It does. And I think we have to be comfortable with ourselves.
Yes.
And being able to know that, okay, so this is the man in my life and that I can depend on him.
Right.
And that I can still be a woman and still be a productive woman.
Right.
But I can still give my man what he needs to be able to continue to function as the
Right.
man that he really
Exactly.
wants to be and is trying to be.
And I can give him respect.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, oh my God, where did the time go?
I know.
It's just so amazing having you on the show. And it's crazy
been
because
such
I
a
just
pleasure.
met you, and when I saw you and said that you wrote poetry, I said, I saw something about you, something in you. And then when you said you had been to Africa, I knew that I had to have you come on my show.
I'm so
And I'm
honored.
so
Thank you
glad
so
that I did
much.
because that poetry was really amazing. Now, where can somebody hear more of your poetry at?
I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
Poetik Blues is Poetik Blues
Okay.
on Facebook. I do shows throughout the year. So if you go to my Facebook page, you will be able to find out about when I'm doing a show. And the website for the Spoken Word Initiative is I Am the Color, COLOUR of beautiful.com.
Oh, well, sounds great. I honestly, I'm going to go to that and I'm going to follow you. Maybe some of your shows will come and tape you doing the show.
That would be awesome.
Now, are you on YouTube as well?
Yes, I am on YouTube.
Oh, great.
Karen Moore. I'm on YouTube under Karen Moore.
Okay, I'm going to look for that. I honestly, of course, Maya Angelou is my hero. You know, she's the reason why I write. She's the reason why I
think
do
she's the reason why
everything.
everybody writes.
Yes, her and Nikki Giovanni.
Yes.
I met her
Did
actually. Yes, I
you?
did, and it was amazing. She her presence, just meeting her, and she hugged me and embraced me, and even said that I should come and see her sometime. She teaches in Jersey. I forgot which college now, but she teaches, and she asked me to come. I didn't go though. I don't know why, but anyway. Can somebody find out about your books?
My books are on Amazon.
Okay.
So it's Black Girl Narratives
Okay.
is the one book with the selections from Poetik Blues. And then Song of Songs Speaks to My Poetic Soul is also on Amazon. And that's the love poetry with the
Oh.
Song of Solomon Scriptures. And it talks about black love. It's
Oh
all about
wow.
Black love. Yes.
And we need that so much because we have black love and we can have black love, but we have to, you know what? First of all, we must start to learn to love ourselves. And
Yes.
that's the problem. We must love ourselves. And I didn't realize how many people were broken because I had a good mother and father and we had a great household, a great family, but so many people didn't.
Yes.
You know, so we have to learn to love ourselves.
Yes, we do.
And I love you, my sister.
Oh, I love
And I thank you
you.
so much. And I love your spirit.
Thank you so
And
much.
we're definitely going to get together for many things
yes,
in the future.
Yes, I look forward to it.
And thank you guys for tuning into this amazing version of Salima Speaks. And remember, love yourself, love others, and don't forget to stretch because it feels good. I stretch every morning. Bye-bye.